Welcome into the Stanford Cardinal Dynasty, where today, very same as last week, we have a chance at redemption following an awful game last year against Oregon, knocking us out of playoff contention and out of the Pac-12 Championship. Now, this year has not particularly been good for the Oregon Ducks. They are 5-4, but their record and how they've played these games look very similar to UW. And it was the Huskies that we barely pulled away in the fourth quarter, and that was largely due to just time of possession, where we about doubled theirs. And if it wasn't for a strong, consistent running game led by Montrell Dog, we probably wouldn't have found success. The defense let Ian Bayless pass around as easily as he wanted. We only forced one big play against him, and it was a pick six that ultimately sealed the game. Today, we need a much more improved secondary. Devontae Scroggins getting his first year to start here, redshirt junior year. 22 touchdowns, 2,200 passing yards, only 5 interceptions. It's the lower completion percentage holding back this offense. The running game is doing pretty good with Simon McCargyle. He played pretty well against us last year. Near 800 yards rushing, 5 touchdowns for him. But the guy we're most worried about is Avery Veazey. The redshirt senior receiver, 700 yards, 8 touchdowns. He put it on us last time, and it's time that Antonio Asher gets a little bit of some revenge. As for our offense, we don't have to worry about any key guys in the linebacker group, though they do make some tackles. What we've got to keep an eye on is the outside. Larry Abiamiri leads them in TFLs with 10. He also has 7 sacks. AJ Miranda leads them in that category with 9.5. They, however, don't force many interceptions, but they have forced quite a few fumbles. And with us sitting very nicely in the current playoff bracket, we need to make sure that we continue to rock on top here, the 1 seed, Tulane, the only current undefeated team with the bye. You do have Maryland 9-0, they are at 6. And as for possible Pac-12 championships, well, USC hurt their bid as they lost their first game of the season 38-20 to Utah, who jumps from 14 up to 9. They are currently in line to meet us in the championship. But all that could be for naught if Coach Barrington and the Trees do not pick up the win today. As we are underway, it's Salmon back to return. He catches it at about the 3. Takes it straight up the middle, but the speed from the defensive return team stops us at the 19, where Montrell Dog and the offense will come on out. As we've seen from him the last few weeks, he is the heart and soul of this Stanford offense. Expect him to lead the way today as they look to go his way. Gain of 5. He's coming off 85 yards, 20 carries, and a touchdown. Expect a similar workload. The 2nd and 5, they look to get this to the outside, but a great job from the linebacker. Alex Mazza cuts him off before he could hit the edge. It's 3rd and 7. Hard count will be a free play here for the Cardinal, which they're going to need because he just threw a pick, slipping the tackle pace to the end zone. Good thing the right end jumped off sides. A big blow, though, for the 5-4 Oregon Ducks. It's 3rd and 2 instead, as it looks like they're making a couple changes out there to spread either side. And Draft will hand this one off. It's Thompson who gets stuffed. Cardinal will have to punt, but I'm sure Coach Barrington will take that over the prior play. 1st and 10, back at the 34, 0-0. As they get started with some play action, Cassius Sampson read it a little late. He's going to miss out on a sack. That's not been the case in many of the games this season, about half a sack in each game. As they toss it out to McCargyle, Kiki Harulahu meets him. It's 3rd and 12. As they come out with a spread look, trips to the right-hand side, they set up the screen. Back to McCargyle, and he's chopped out by Soma Pua. Cardinal defense respond with a stop of their own. Offense right back onto the field at the 21. As they go back to Dog, he fights off the DT and picks up 2. Oregon knows exactly where this Cardinal team wants to go. That's down the middle, and they are filling a pretty big box. Getting the screen out to the tight end, it's Gomez who will pick up a couple. Looks like the Ducks' plans today is to put the game on Gordon Draft. The young quarterback here of the Cardinal hasn't really thrown much this year and misses it on the bump on that throw. But it was actually the Cardinal receivers that messed themselves up there on the crossing routes. The slight bump just threw off the timing. Oregon takes back over at the 35. They go with a quick throw RPO, and they get 9. It's Valdez with the catch. He's going to play on that left-hand side. VZ off to the right. It will be him and Asher. 2nd and 1, McCargyle. He's got the first down. Pua meets him. Ultimately a short run, but it gets the job done with a fresh set at the 48. Scroggins throws across the middle. It's Kiki Harulahu, who's going to take it over, the first official turnover on the day, as the Oregon interception was called back due to the offsides. And that's a huge play for the Stanford Cardinal, as their fans are back into it here. Had a little bit of a lull with the lack of big plays. Montreal Dog takes a carry right side. He trucks through the safety for 15. A huge run coming off the turnover into plus side now with the ace pistol set. Going to be play action to Montreal Dog as they look downfield for Blauset, who gets the touchdown. They went for the back shoulder 1v1 fade, and Deshaun Blauset finally breaks the goose egg here. It is 7-0 in Palo Alto, a little over 3 minutes left in the first quarter. And ultimately a great response from Gordon Draft, who they had challenged to throw the ball in. He very much threw it there over the top of all their defenders. Ducks start at the 18. A little bit of some play action. Rolling to the left-hand side, Sony Fotu slows him down. Thad Smith cleans it. We'll go as a gain of 2 for Scroggins, leaving 2nd and 8. 2 receivers to the left-hand side. They go McCargyle with the stretch. Sampson forces the cutback, no gain. Senior linebacker in Roseboom to help make the stop. He's seeing a little bit more playing time, it looks like, today with a 3rd and 8. Trips go to left-hand side and look to flood. Stepping up goes Scroggins, and it's a first down. Defense sat too deep in their zone with it being the 3rd and 8. 1st and 10 instead of the 31. Bunch to the left-hand side. Roseboom with the quick tackle. Not sure where all that playing time just came from, but it works out. He's going to catch a breath here after 3 or 4 straight plays involved in the tackle. A nice gain on 2nd. Leaves a 3rd and 4. Pistol set here for Scroggins. A blitz right down the middle, and Roseboom back on the field. He makes a huge play for the Cardinal defense. They stop the Oregon Ducks. A sack forces the punt. And he's been around for pretty much every opportunity that the Cardinals have had to make the playoffs, including their one appearance. He knows how big this game is. With 5 seconds left in the first quarter, offense takes the field. And then he in motion as they go back to Dog, who's maybe back to the line. A flag does come in, and it looks like they're going to get the right guard in, Fowler, with a hold. But that takes us to the end of the first quarter. The defense has played very well for both sides. Only thing separating this one is a big touchdown pass to Deshaun Blauset. It is the Cardinal offense still on the field as we start the second quarter, but it's with a 1st and 19. Motion Blauset short on the left-hand side. They look his way. He'll get the grab, picking up about 7. That still leaves him well short of the line to gain and the original line of scrimmage. 2nd and 13, they mark it. Dropping back to throw out of the sack, he finds Gomez to the outside. First down, rumbling for about 16. He really has brought a resurgence back to the Cardinal tight end group, making a lot of big plays this year. As they look to set up the screen, the rush arrives. And for Moses, who was open with blockers, that's a huge play for the Ducks defense. 2nd and 10. Look to go back to the running game, and they stretch it to nothing. I'll leave the Cardinal with a 3rd and 10. They go spread empty. Trips to the right, 2 to the left. And Draft, he'll look to leak out. Ball pops out. Diving on it is the tackle in Vaughn. Trevor Bull jarred it free. And we talked about all those forced fumbles the Ducks have had this year. They get one there. Field goal unit tacks on 3 more. It's Ritter. And for the Cardinal, who really liked their former kicker in Quincy Etienne, he graduated last year. Ritter's come in and actually put together a better freshman campaign than Etienne had. The 1st and 10, the Ducks take over. They get a good block to Backer. Schlegel has to come down from the safety spot to make the tackle. It's 2nd and 1. They go hurry up. And play action. Cassius Sampson's all over him. Another sack for the Cardinal defense. It forces a 3rd and long. And under pressure from the opposite side, Sony Fotu. He picks up another. And it's a 4th and 15 and another punt after a sack. That keeps the Ducks still trying to figure things out offensively. Meanwhile, Cardinal with a 10-point lead. They start at the 42. Montreal Dog cuts right-hand side and goes for a gain of 5. So far hasn't been quite so much a dominant game from the rushing today. Good back-and-forth battle between these two, but Dog takes the forearm shiver. And with it, picks up the 1st down to the 45 to go to left-hand side. Draft. Throws out of it, it's RPO. They find Moses. Good play from the outside corner. Had to fight through the block from Blouse. Makes the tackle with a little bit of help. It's a 2nd and 3. Motioning out is Gomez to the right slot. They look for that stretch again, or tried to find the cutback. Dog, whistle blown. Abi Amiri helping get the stop, coming from more of an interior rush spot. It's 3rd and 3. Hard count, looks like someone moved, they don't call it. Flip it to the outside. Blouse gets the catch and fighting forward, but they're going to mark him down just shy of the 1st down marker. A very close play that does not go the way of the Cardinal, but 4th and inches. It's goal line set, and getting the 1st down is Draft. Coach Barrington continues with his aggressive calls. At the 33, they go play action. And throwing this one, it's for Gomez. Ball a little high as he gets upended down at the 5. Perhaps a slightly lower ball. That's a catch and run, maybe a touchdown, but either way, a 1st and goal here for the Cardinal. But a 2-minute warning arrives. With a split second to think about it, looks like the same formation. As it's going to be a roll to the right-hand side and throw in high. Not bringing it down was a tackle. Give it to the Stanford Cardinal to try to pass to an offensive lineman. Equivalent to the Lions. As they go with the end around, Lanier, he is stuffed. Once again, Alex Mazza makes the play, and ever since getting down to the 5, they've just went backwards here. 3rd and goal at the 14. They're going to get motion on the right-hand side is Moses. And looking to step up. He's not going to break through that front. A sack for the Ducks. They will stand again. Keeping this game closer. Ritter with a 2nd field goal. And the Cardinal claim a 13-0 lead. 1:09 left in the 1st half. The Ducks starting back at the 15. As they will look to throw, or instead, Sony Fotu back again. Drops Scroggins at the 2. And Oregon will end up having to call a timeout to collect their thoughts. It's going to be 2nd and 23. As they just got shot out of a cannon. A Cargyle stuffed maybe about a gain of half a yard with forward progress. But Coach Barrington's going to answer with a timeout of his own. It's 3rd and 22. As they go with the read option, Scroggins with a little bit of space. It will be tackled, and the Cardinal called their 2nd timeout. They will force the punt here. Inside, a minute left. Cardinals start at the 44, and it's Montreal Avant in at quarterback. Going to get motion on that right-hand side. Throwing it out late, he finds the fullback. It's Kramer, but he only gets back to the line of scrimmage, so no gain. They at least don't let too much time come off the clock. This time a throw downfield. They find Gomez. Will be a 1st down if it stands, but it looks like the refs are having everyone come back. They're going to get the starting center, Bitonio, with a hold. So now it's 2nd and 20, back at the 34. Cardinal only have 1 timeout. Empty set here for Montreal Avant. As he looks to throw downfield, it's tipped away from Moses. Roy Holman in coverage that time, breaks it up. Now 3rd and 20. 2 spread either side. Montreal Avant, he's going to face the rush. Getting it out to come about 10 yards short of the nearest receiver. Cardinal cost themselves with mistakes there to widen the lead. Now with 24 seconds of timeout of their own, Oregon. Cassie Sampson trying to get back there. Instead, they finally hook up with VZ. A big play in the passing game there for the Ducks. They really haven't had that so far today. Now 18 seconds left. No timeouts remaining. 1st down or getting out of bounds. The only way to stop the clock as he does shake off Cassius Sampson and throws it away. A huge play there from Scroggins, who's really done nothing but just take hits. Looks like some early movement, no penalty comes in. Sampson again with the rush. Scroggins throws the ball away. 3rd and 10, 8 seconds left. As they'll continue trying to pass the ball. Pressure, Sony Fotu has 3 sacks on the day and will end this first half. So far, a dominant showing for the pass rush of the Stanford Cardinal has taken the Oregon Ducks offense pretty much away entirely. They haven't got the running game going much at all with -7 rushing. The Stanford Cardinal offense have popped up for a few big plays. Oregon, though, they're still playing pretty good defense. 2 big stands have forced field goals rather than touchdowns. And you could thank that to a pretty stout run defense by the Oregon Ducks, who have taken the running game out of this one for the Cardinal. As it stands right now, Montreal Dog only about 30 yards rushing, 3.6 per carry. But as expected with Coach Barrington, expect them to keep going his way. But that'll be after the defense. As Oregon starts the second half in possession, they need a touchdown drive. As McCargyle is stuffed at the line, Thad Smith and Paschal there. Gonna be hurry up. They are down by 13 points here to start the second half. They're trying to find something to give them a little bit of an edge. Back to McCargyle. He's upended by Pua. I'll leave the Ducks needing 7 on 3rd. They've only found 1 catch to Veazey so far, extending the play, but not for too long. Scroggins is 4 of 9, 38 yards and a pick, and another punt. So one of these defenses kept things going as they did the first half. Second half starts. It's still Avant in at quarterback. Montreal Dog takes the carry. He's got a hard-earned 13. Or at least half of that was hard-earned. Offensive line did get some good blocks. Draft right back in, so perhaps they were trying to make it seem like they were looking to throw play one. Back to Dog. Late flag comes in, and it might erase a good run. They're going to get Enrique Heath, the All-American guard. 1st and 19. Thompson checks in at running back as they will look to pass the ball. And it's picked off. Came in a little bit late. Holman takes over for the Ducks. It's going to be their best field position all day long. And that's just a huge miss for Draft, as he had Moses open. It should have been a first down play. Instead, 1st and 10 for the other team. They come out with a bunch to the left-hand side. Delay the handoff. Good stiff arm from McCargyle. Well, end up picking up 2 on it. 2nd and 8. As they bring the blitz again, there comes Cassius Sampson. Another sack from these edge rushers. They've been phenomenal. And the Ducks line has just not figured out a way to combat them. 3rd and 14. They bring a 4-man rush. Ball is low. They had their receiver in the slot. Instead, it will be 4th and 14. A long field goal attempt here, but a straight ahead shot. Oregon gets on the board. It took a little over 2 quarters, but Kyer with the 3, and it's now just a 10-point game. Stanford offense really hasn't been all too dominant today. Running game has looked good when they're not holding. That being relative to this half alone. With a 2nd and 3, Draft looks to make a change out there. It's a short down and distance as he coughs up the ball, but he jumps right back on it. And that'll give Miranda his 10th sack of the season. A 3rd and 14 back of the 15, and Montreal Avant is back out here at quarterback. He's got 2 to the right, 1 to the left. But nowhere to go. A sack by the Ducks. They're starting to build a little bit of some momentum. And with a strong return on the punt, they will start plus side. 45. Can Scroggins lead them down the field? They go with the read option and escaping the first tackle, getting to the outside. Scroggins with a gain of 15 before he meets the shoulder of Antonio Asher. Coming clear across the field. 1st and 10 now at the 29. And right back to it, this time handing it off to McCargyle. He spun forward for 4. Both sides have had their good runs, a lot of them on the shorter side. Gain of 4 that time as they go back to McCargyle. He gets by Thad Smith, and another big hit, Tim Easy. I'm sure with how this game has gone thus far, the Ducks will take the big hits as long as they're moving the ball. Now down to the 13. Back to McCargyle, bouncing off of Paschal. It will end up taking 4 Stanford defenders to bring him down. The 2nd and 10, still at the 13. Back to McCargyle and chopped out again. The Cardinal definitely don't hit high. They hit low. 3rd and 8, 2 spread either side. And they're going to make that 3 as McCargyle goes with a short motion. And under pressure, Cantwell, he's going to add on to it, make that 7 sacks on the day. And he gives this team a little bit of a gritty. But just as the Oregon defense is done forcing field goals, it will be another one here. Kyer, a much easier attempt, and he sends it straight down the middle. Now we do have news as the offense heads out onto the field that both Draft and Avant, the quarterbacks that have played today, are a bit banged up. So as the Cardinal hit the field offensively here, now only a 7-point lead. It is Nick Terrell in at quarterback. It's been quite some time since he's seen the field. We'll see if he's able to help this offense get going, but it's Mazza with a TFL. He's made several plays in the backfield today, a loss of 4 that time. As they look to go with a play-action roll, throwing straight to the linebacker. And this time a pick 6 may still stand. A penalty is down on the field. But it will be a second pick 6 to be called back. It's defensive pass interference. Cardinal get bailed out again. That's 2 on the day. Montreal Dog stretches it and will pick up 3. But Oregon clearly has all the momentum right now. The Cardinal have to regain that lead here. They've got about 30 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. It's Montreal Dog picking up the first down. That'll leave them time for maybe one more play here this 3rd quarter. Thompson checking in. Dog will get a little bit of an extra rest. As he looks to stretch it to the outside, you can't get by Mazza. That takes us to the 4th quarter, another TFL. And just a 7-point ball game here, 13-3. Cardinal got to get their offense going and slow down the Oregon uprise. And it's the student section trying to cheer them on. With a 2nd and 13, we start the 4th quarter. Play action, it's actually tight end screen, and IU is all over it. It's going to be a big loss, or another loss, actually just a loss of 2, but a 3rd and 16. Empty set here for Nick Terrell. They bring the blitz. He immediately rolls and throws the ball out late. Plus, it wasn't even on target. So clearly, he's a little bit rusty. And Oregon will take over following a good return on the punt. Again, around midfield, the delayed handoff. And McCargyle for 8. They just have to find the end zone. And we'll have a tied game here. They're about at midfield. 2nd and 2. As they look to go back to number 2, Thad Smith rips him down, but it's for a gain. Initially, he met him in the backfield, but just hard running. Ends up picking up about a yard. 3rd and 1, they throw it out, and what a play made by, I believe, Marcock. He had to fight through the block, and he still found a way to do so and break it up. Brings up a 4th and 1. Oregon stays out on the field as they bring everybody, and overthrowing an open McCargyle. It's a turnover on downs. That one, though, nearly could have been the game-tying play. As the offense takes over, it is still Nick Terrell out there. So clearly the quarterbacks are not doing all too good if he's still in. And while they've already been really banking on the running game today, they're going to have to do that even more. As they go back to Dog, a strong, powerful run for the first. He's up to 66 yards rushing, and they are letting this play clock run in between plays now. With the RPO, Dog, another 7. And Oregon now looking to stack the box here. Play clock down to 1. They snap it, backing everyone off the line, throws it out late, and Kramer maybe back to the line of scrimmage. And good job there from the Ducks defense to bait the Cardinal into a throw. 3rd and 4, what do they go with? They will look to pass the ball, open down the middle. They find Curtis Aneni, who gets down immediately. And A.J. Miranda, their leading sack artist, is a bit shaken up. But for the most part, as the Cardinals seem pretty content running the ball, they might need a little bit of a more run stopper out there, though. Hopefully he is okay. Now with the jet sweep, Moses, he cuts it up. He's going to pick up about the first down, depending on the mark. And this time they do give it to the Cardinal, not a 4th and inches. A 1st and 10 at the 12. Dog takes the carry, takes a big hit, big number 99. The Cardinal are doing a great job of just milking clock here as we're about to hit the 3-minute mark. Montreal Dog, another short carry as Miranda is back out there over on the left side of this offensive line. 3rd and 9. And Terrell will keep it. He's got a blocker in front who didn't care to do any blocking, plus a flag comes down, and it's not a good look to be celebrating while you have a flag. It's the second holding call on the day for Bitonio, and it forces a 3rd and 19 rather than a first down. Coming out here with a strong pistol set. And Terrell looks to keep it again this time. He flips it out late. There's Montreal Dog looking for the angle, down at about the inch line. Risky to pitch it out that late, but it works here for the Cardinal. And just before the 2-minute break, it's Montreal Dog through the linebacker and into the end zone. A 2-score lead for the Stanford Cardinal as we about hit the 2-minute mark. But to get that touchdown, he had to run through Mazza, who's had a great game today. And Oregon's going to have a few more guys step up here late. 1st and 10, across the middle, they find Veazey. Only his 2nd catch of the day, but each one has been a big one. That officially takes us inside the 2-minute warning here, as it's man coverage across the board, though still getting open is their tight end. We'll get them just by the midfield line here, to the left of the logo. With trips to the right-hand side, Sampson coming back, and he puts his helmet into the chin of Scroggins. They'll have to go hurry up, though. Give some credit to Scroggins. He's sat back there. He's taken a lot of big hits here today. 8 sacks for the Stanford Cardinal, as they'll look to throw the ball downfield, and it's picked off Kiki Harulahu. His 2nd INT of the day, and that one will snuff out the flame of the Duck in this one. All the Cardinal have to do is come out here and run the rest of this clock away, and they're going to let Montreal Dog just pad those stats. That rush takes him over 100, and he has earned reaching that century mark yet again. A hard day rushing for the Stanford Cardinal. And then he in motion as they look to run it again left-hand side. A gain of 3, and Oregon with a last-ditch effort here. Still calling their timeouts at 2nd and 7. Terrell looks to keep this one as he bounces it to the outside. A lot of running there for about a gain of 3. Leaves 3rd and 4 for the Cardinal. Last timeout called by the Ducks. A first down will officially end this one, as it's Thompson about a yard short. But of course, Coach Barrington trying to end this one. Keeps the offense out here. 4th and 1. Thompson should have had the game-winning play there, but it's another holding call for the Cardinal. It's been a hard-fought win, but it has definitely not been a clean win. As they snap the ball with the last second ticking off that play clock, and Nick Terrell will take it himself. Fighting forward, he picks up the first down. And that is your ball game. 22-6. The Cardinal get revenge on both Washington and Oregon, both of them being a hard-fought game. At points, late on in it, it was a close game. They made the better plays late on, and Montreal Dog kept them chugging throughout. A phenomenal day for him. The Cardinal put themselves one step closer to making it to that Pac-12 Championship and back to the playoffs. But if you're a Cardinal fan, the biggest question right now is what's happening at quarterback? And really, it's nothing all too much. There was just a lot of wear and tear impact happening on the quarterbacks. It was really tanking their abilities. We started to see a lot of bad throws, though that definitely still carried into Nick Terrell's play. But good news is Gordon Draft is fully good to go heading into the next game. That is not, however, the same case for Montrell Avant if he were to see the field for whatever reason. He's missing some of his speed and throw on the run, so he took a couple good hits, and they were really good hits. Oregon started to make those big hits for some fumbles, and unfortunately for the quarterbacks, they took the brunt of some of that. But the good news is they will both be ready to head into our next game. And even more good news is Cassius Sampson is back again, being your Pac-12 Defensive Player of the Week. 3 sacks, 3 tackles, 4 TFLs. Those numbers don't add up, but his play definitely did. And that also earns him the National Defensive Player of the Week as well. However, despite the big play from Cassius Sampson and the rest of the rush group, healthy quarterbacks coming into this game and performing okay last game, we dropped in our rankings. We went from 3rd to 4th, but we have the 1-9 Arizona Wildcats next. They have not recovered since we more than doubled their quarterback's interceptions last season. And it looks like it was Oklahoma who came in and took us out of our 3 spot. They do have a better record, 9-1. I will give them that. But they beat an unranked Baylor team. We beat Oregon, who obviously this year have not had the best record, now down to 500, but in previous seasons have been one of the best in college football. So I don't know how I feel about that. Like I said, I understand it, but it's a little bit of a sour aftertaste. Especially since it knocked us out of our Fiesta Bowl bid, we now drop all the way down to the Cotton Bowl at the bottom here. But that does put us against USC and Georgia, depending on who wins that. But we still have some games to decide if we make it to this point ourselves. So to round out our regular season, we go to Tucson, Arizona to face the Wildcats. I'm sure, again, they want revenge over what we did to them last year. Then we have Senior Day back at Palo Alto against a rival in Notre Dame, who has not had the best of seasons compared to what they've done in the past. They are 6-4, but still doing pretty solid, 5-2 in their conference. So that should be a tough game for our seniors. And then, of course, we win all these games, we head to the conference championship, and then it should be playoffs. So we've got a lot of big games still to come as it stands for the Pac-12. Utah lost this week. So once again, USC back in line to meet us in that Pac-12 Championship. Make sure you don't miss out how the rest of this regular season goes by hitting that bear icon on the bottom right or scrolling down, hit the sub button, and definitely tap that bell icon so you're notified of when these videos go live. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, got the Jaguars Tuesday and Thursday. A lot coming your way as we head back on the road to Tucson to face those Wildcats.